Time for Stream Dreamin'.
Welcome back to Stream Dreamin', everyone. Thanks for tuning in. I'm glad you're here. So you're thinking about buying a used RV. Wonderful. I chose the used route and I couldn't be happier. Having said that, my Basecamp did come with a few nasty surprises, which I'll share with you near the end of this video. In the meantime, let me help you avoid the most common pitfalls, along with some not so common, nonetheless costly mistakes buyers make. The first, frankly, is buying the wrong RV. Seriously, it's too small, it's too big, it's the wrong color, it won't go where it needs to go, it costs too much to use, it feels cheap, the payment is too high, it costs too much to insure. I should have looked at it more closely. I should have thought this through more thoroughly. Thought I was getting something else. My dogs don't like it, my spouse doesn't like it. This isn't what I expected. So here's my first tip. Plan your first 5 trips. The first 5 trips you want to take in your RV. Where you'll go, where you'll camp. This can't be a generalization. You can't just say, oh, I've always wanted to drive up the East Coast from Florida to Maine. That'll be my first trip. If that's it, great, but plan it out. Are you staying in RV parks or do you want to boondock? Either way, plan it out. Every detail, what park or forest you'll stay in, build a spreadsheet with all of the costs. What will you tow it with? Or how will you drive it? What will you take with you? Who's going with you? Will your RV be a mobile office? How will you connect to the internet? Every detail. Now do the next 4 trips. Once you have that, you'll have a baseline. You'll have an understanding of what you really want to do. And you can answer the important questions. Will the RV you've chosen go on the roads you want to drive it on? Will your tow vehicle actually tow it up the hills and over the roads you must travel? Can you afford to take these trips, or is this a pie-in-the-sky dream that you need to scale back? Answering these questions will go a long way toward getting you in the right rig. And getting you in the right rig is the secret to ensuring you actually use it. Tip number 2. It's the end of June 2024, and the market for RVs is really soft. Dealer inventories are high and prices are highly negotiable for both new and used RVs. What does that mean for you? Well, it means deals abound because there are more dream streams than buyers. When it comes to determining a fair price, keep in mind there are 2 great sources and neither one of them is Facebook Marketplace nor RV Trader. For the most part, remember, sellers are dreaming, or we're stuck in the COVID era believing their used RV is worth more than a new one. If you want to know the fair market value of an RV, check out JD Power or call your bank and talk to a loan officer. Even if you're paying cash, you can use your banker as a resource. But be careful. Don't ask how much they'll lend you on your good credit because many banks will lend their best clients up to 140% of market value. See the difference in the questions? You want to know the low and high retail prices along with the trade-in value. Now here's another chasm of misunderstanding. Don't confuse trade-in value with cash value from a dealer. Dealers have incentives to sell new RVs and will sometimes overvalue a trade to get a deal. However, they never overvalue a used RV they are paying cold, hard cash for. And right now, every RV is behind book, which is dealer speak for we're paying less than book value for inventory because we can't get book value when we go to sell it. Know the market value of the RV you're considering before you enter negotiations. That will go a long way to ensuring you don't make a costly mistake. Having crossed those 2 mountains of understanding, let's get specific. You found your dream stream. What do you look for? Well, start outside, walk around it, open everything that can be opened. Ask if the black and gray tanks and freshwater tanks are empty or full. If the seller isn't sure, suggest you take it to a dump station so you can open the valves and see it work. If it's been winterized, put some water in the tank and test every faucet, shower, and toilet. Remember, you want to test everything, and I'll tell you why. When you buy a used RV from a private party, it's done. There is no warranty. You buy it, you take it, it's yours, with all of its problems, all of its blessings. Same when you buy it from a dealer, because you'll sign an as-is agreement, which means the dealer isn't warranting it once you leave the lot. Now, most dealers are reasonable, even honorable, but here's a greater truth. A reasonable dealer will de-winterize a unit if he thinks you're serious. As you walk around, ask questions, be tactful. Instead of saying, how did you get so many pockmarks in your RV rock guards? Try, looks like you took your RV on some serious adventures. What are some of your favorite places to camp? Get the seller talking. That's how you'll get the straight scoop. All right, let's do that walk around. All right, let's start at the tongue. Here we go with the hitch itself. Lift it up. Yep, that functions great. Now look at that. That wire loom should go all the way to the terminal block. Put that feather in your cap and hold it for later. Everything seems to be good with the jack. Once you've checked out the jack, you should open the propane house and look inside. We're not going to do that to save time. This video is already very long. Check the windows. Look for cracks or signs of leaks. Now to see if a window's leaking, you'll have to take the guard off, quarter turn on those screws, and that window will hinge open so you can look at the real window behind it. Same with the lower rock guards. All right, there's a battle scar on that door and a little one on the rock guard. I like to think it came from a bison horn. I don't know how it got there, but it gives me some comfort. Now, check the door. How does it open? Open smooth. That's great. Now, what you really want to know, though, is what's the condition of the seal and how is the door hitting the seal? See that white line, how it starts thick down at the bottom and gets really narrow up here? It's barely touching. For me, that's an issue. It's one that I'm trying to address with Airstream. See how it's rubbing against the frame up in the corner? And it's not hitting the back seal at all, or that front seal, I guess. So Airstream installed that secondary seal to give the door seal so the rain and wind didn't come through. But check the blinds, check the lock. Everything seems to work there. See how that gap is so big there in the middle and so narrow at the top and the bottom? Yeah, I'm working with the mothership trying to resolve that. But you want to check the tires. Now, RV tires are more likely to get sun rot than they are to wear out. So check the sidewalls in addition to the tread. Look at the wheel wells. If you can't see in there, let your camera do the work for you. You're just looking for damage. All right, the rest of that aluminum looks good. What is this? That is an electrical outlet. So if you're plugged into shore power, or if you have an inverter, you can have electrical power outside. Here we go. Let's check the back door. This back door is my favorite feature on the Basecamp. I absolutely adore this thing. And right after I got my Basecamp, I took it to Airstream of Utah and had them put in a secondary seal because, well, these doors can be problematic. I've come to realize that most of the problems are a result of people not closing them tight. But you saw that rust there on the lower right corner of that door. Now you're seeing the door latches move. They move freely, but that rust is concerning. And again, it's something that I'm addressing with Airstream while the trailer is still under warranty. All right, you want to check that seal and just run your finger along there. Look for any inconsistencies. A big gap at the top, a narrow gap at the bottom. That feels really good. And that's a handmade door. So that's pretty impressive. All right, this is the business side of the trailer. This is where you're going to find most of the things that can go wrong, I guess. Here you have an outdoor shower. Save time, we're not going to turn that on, but you should. All right, here we go. This is your tank filler to fill your freshwater tank. I'm taking the cap off. I just want to see that it works and, well, look in that pipe and see if there's anything in there, frankly. This is your city water or shore water, if you will. You just hook your hose in there, hook it to a water supply, and you can bypass the water pump so you don't have that growling sound every time you take a shower. All right, that inlet right there is for your black water tank flush. So hook a hose to it, turn it on, and it will help you flush out your black tank. These are vents for the heater and hot water heater. I'm looking inside to make sure there aren't any wasp nests or mouse nests or anything else obstructing it. Again, check the tire for rot, check the tread, look at the wheel wells. That hose coming down is a AC drain. And now we'll come over to let's call it the export side. That's nicer. Here we go. You'll take that cap off. attach your sewer drain hose to it. Now notice the big tank on the right, or the big pipe on the right, and the smaller pipe on the left. The big pipe is for your black water. The small pipe is for your gray water. This is a little storage compartment. Now, you can't put anything in there you need to keep clean. It will get water in there. It will get dust, mud. This is your smart plug port. You'll want to plug that smart plug in and plug it to shore power and see how everything works in the trailer. That's how you'll check to make sure the AC works. That outlet is for auxiliary solar panels. And I changed this cap out. The cap that comes with the Airstream and most trailers, frankly, is absolutely awful. This one is fabulous. It's so easy to use. If I were just intelligent enough to use that carabiner with one hand and hold the camera with the other, life would be really good. Okay, the outside of this trailer looks pretty good. We had the battle scar, we had the little wire loom issue. Everything else looks good. Let's check underneath. Those are drains, and these are low point drains. So these, if you open it and you have water in your tank, you should expect water to come out. Same with this one on the left. That is your fresh water tank drain. So in the winter, when you winterize it, you'll open those and drain those. And the low point drain system in here is absolutely fantastic. It's really good. Those black things in the back were stabilizer jacks. Not jacks, just stabilizers. You put those down to stabilize the trailer. You have two more up front, spare tire, and then you have a gas port there for LP gas or propane. But we're looking for damage, and everything looks good. The underside of this trailer is in great shape. It has some miles on it, but it's in great shape. Let's look at the roof. Here you're looking for cracks or tears or splits or hail damage. The black part going around the plastic is called the halo, and you saw that seam there needed attention. Ooh, look at that one. That seam needs some sealer. Solar panels look good. The AC housing looks good. Everything else on top looks to be sealed good. That joint looks good. Yeah, the top looks like it's in great shape. That seal looks good. Oh, little pinhole there. Look at that. There's nothing in that one. No seal whatsoever. Honestly, an inspection like this is something you should do every year. Just get your camera out. If you don't have a ladder, take a video and then watch it. So I have some work to do there. I need to reseal a couple of those joints. Okay, overall though, it looks really good. So let's go inside and see what we see. Check these lights out. Bathroom light works. Back lights work. Front lights work. And the last one is the outside light. It works as well. Now that's not just a good sign for the lights, but it's also a good sign for the batteries. We'll turn these on so we have some light for the video. Walk in, just take everything in. Just look around you and how does it feel? Does it feel like it's been well cared for? Does it look good? Look at those blinds. They look nice. That's how they're supposed to look. But I just redid them. All right, then pick a point and start. Let's go to the microwave. Open it up. Okay, that little carousel thing is often dislodged. You just have to realign it once you get to your destination. Personally, I never use the microwave, but I have it. Now, here's the refrigerator. Light comes on, that's a good sign. You'll notice the dial is set to 0. You want to turn that up and listen for the compressor to kick on. Compressor kicked on, everything is good. There's a thermometer in there too, so if you were really serious, you could turn it on and see if it actually cools. I highly recommend that. Okay, here are your storage compartments. Again, you're just looking to make sure that it's, well, not broken or damaged. Those look good. Okay, down here you have your tank heaters and your master or battery master switch, or battery disconnect switch actually. your fuse box and breaker panel. Now, let's get rid of these clothes and this bucket. Now, this is just an example of something being in the way of something you need to look at. Just ask to move it. Take that cushion off, slide it around, pull this cushion up, because underneath here is your battery compartment. One, you want to know what kind of batteries you have, and you want to see what kind of shape they're in. How do they look? Well, in this case, they look good, but I just redid it. And that was a great video, by the way. Something you should check out if you're interested. I added a third battery. Let's look at the bathroom. Look at that clever broom hanging. That's very good. There's a vent up there that I forgot to turn on in this video, but we're going to check the shower, make sure that we have water supply there. I don't want to get the whole thing wet and have to dry it, so I'm just going to set that shower head on the floor, turn it on slowly so we don't spray everywhere, and here comes the hot water. There we go. And the cold. Now that took a little longer than normal because I opened those low point drains, so the pump had to refill the lines and refill the hot water heater. All right, there's your clothesline. Pull it out. Yep, that works. Okay, bathroom is in good shape. Some more storage compartments. Yep, wonderful, wonderful. Fabulous. There you go. Okay, let's look around back. Or let's just hang these clothes up first. Put those back where they belong. And look around back. Now, first thing you should notice is that fan. Yep, that one right there. That is a game changer. I did a video on installing that fan, and I'm telling you, it is absolutely the best thing I've done to my Basecamp. All right, we're going to check the front or the kitchen sink. Cold water, hot water, both work. But here is something that I didn't catch. See all that putty around there? Somebody reworked this sink at some point. See how that's not lined up? Yeah, and so that side of that drain is raised and water doesn't drain out of there and collects. Turn the stove on. Now this is an example of why you want to do this. The left side lights great. The right side doesn't light at all. You have to use a match or a lighter to light it. Now, thankfully, this is something that's still covered under warranty. It's something that I didn't catch when I bought my trailer. But if it weren't under warranty, you'd be on the hook for that. Okay, that looks pretty good. A couple more storage compartments here. Here we go. Yep. Now, this is the most important storage compartment here. This is underneath your sink, and you want to check this one carefully. In fact, get a flashlight and look in there. You're looking for any telltale signs that there have been leaks, whether that wood is raised or the white is peeling off, or you see water or hard water lines on the aluminum behind it, or if the hoses look corroded. Oh, there's a clever spice collection. Yeah. All right, now let's go back here to your control panels. The lower right is your thermostat for your heater. That to the left is a thermometer that I added on my own. There's your water pump on off. Check your battery. Check your fresh water, 20%. Gray, 0. Black, 0. Great. That's the solar controller. There was only 6 watts of solar coming in because I'm parked in the shade. This is your hot water controller. Now, test your hot water heater out. Actually run it till you get hot water and make sure it works. That's an expensive thing if you have to fix it. A couple USB ports, and voila. Okay, I promised you a little story. I bought my Basecamp, my RV, in the middle of winter. It was February, it was 10 below zero, a storm was coming, I had just a few minutes to make my decision. I couldn't do a thorough walkthrough. I bought it from a dealer who said that they'd winterized it, they'd checked everything. Everything was good. Everything worked. I bought it, I left, and on my way home, I stopped for fuel. The gas station had a dump station. I thought, what the heck? I'm going to rinse that black tank out. I've got a hose, I've got the time. So I hooked up a sewer hose to the outlet, put it in the drain, And then I opened the black tank valve. I couldn't believe how much sewage came out. The tank monitor read 0, but that tank was almost full. I opened the gray water tank. Again, the monitor said 0. That tank too was almost full. My point is, you can't take anything for granted because it could cost you. Turns out those sensors are only covered for 1 year under the 2-year warranty that Airstream offers. And my trailer was beyond that 1-year period. So I had to pay for those sensors. It was about a $500 ding. Had I tested it, had I just said, hey, let's take it to the station over here or the KOA and run some water, I just want to see everything work, they would have said, okay, let's do it. But I didn't. I was a little too timid, and it cost me. Now, would I go back and unwind the deal? No. I would have tried to work something out with the dealer so that they covered at least part of that cost, but I'm thrilled with the trailer I got. The point of this video is to help you avoid the same mistake that I made and that I've seen other countless people make when it comes to buying an RV. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing. I look forward to seeing you next time on Stream Dreamin'.